Hey, Satnam. Hello, aloha, konnichiwa. I really have to get some new languages in hello, but my default is Satnam. It's just something that I learned in yoga school. It's kind of like namaste. They actually mean the same thing. It just means that I accept you for your truth and you accept me for my truth. And so I'm going to just roll with Satnam. Anyway, so I just got finished doing a really long session of one of the meditations that I'm going to teach on Saturday. And wow, is it powerful! I'm like on a spaceship in like 5D or 12D or something. I'm out there. But I was guided to come on and share a little bit of my personal experience on ancestral karma. And I'm just going to make this really quick. But what I was guided to share is that sometimes we don't realize that it's the ancestral karma that's creating the shit show in our lives, right? And sometimes we don't realize that we're living our karma of our mother or our grandmother. Um, and that's kind of my experience is I was living my mother's karma until I did the work to clear my karma out. And this is a sensitive subject that I'm going to mention right now, but we can see it playing out in our world all around us. Um, there's been an extremely a lot of awareness around the topic of sexually abusing children and child molestation. And I'm not going to say the other words, but anyway, that's part of my story. And I've been guided over the last 6 or 7 months to come forward with my story. And I kind of did. And then I stepped back into hiding again and I went within. I guess I just really wasn't ready. And I was meditating the other day, and for some reason, it about 2 weeks ago, it hit me. It was like, you need to clear your karma again. So I started doing the meditations again, and then through my studies of human design, and I'm a researcher. I'm a 1-3 in human design, which means the three and the one and the three is I like to investigate. I'm a natural investigator, right? And I like to study and learn and research and apply new things. So, and then, yesterday I shared with you that we're in gate 22, and that this is a very heavy karma week because of the planetary alignments in the gate 22, and how gate 22 is married to the 47th gate, and that they're the rulers of Akashic records karma and ancestral karma, right? And so it was interesting when I did that study, because I was like, oh shit, I'm totally in alignment. And I had just put this class up for the new moon on Saturday. And then I was figured out that we were in gate 22. I was like, oh shit, this is like perfect timing for everybody to release, because humanity's in, and the collective of humanity is in a emotional body transformation or a mutation, right? And so you can watch the video from yesterday, and this video will make more sense if you watch yesterday's video. So ancestral karma. So here's the thing is, I've been working on my ancestral karma for a while because my lineage is not good. And I was traumatized as a child, sexually abused. I was molested for probably a good decade of my childhood. I remember 2 or 3 years old until I was a teenager. And, finally, I beat the shit out of the guy, and I finally, got away. But that trauma kept me in fight or flight mode for 30 plus years. And living that impression that was left in my nervous system from that trauma, I attracted that into my life. And then it's not my fault. I have no control over the incarnation of my DNA patterning when I was born. Nobody does. We live out, we incarnate those DNA impressions that are passed down in our lineage. It's impression in the nervous system. The nervous system is the vehicle that moves all of the chakras, all the auric fields, all the 10 bodies. Your whole entire physical body is the vehicle. It's the vehicle to house your auric field, which is your magnet. It's the vehicle that houses your chakra system. It's the vehicle that houses all of your nerve endings, and on and on. Okay. So whatever happens to your mother happened to her mother, happened to her mother, happened to her mother, happened to her mother, 7 generations back. And I can prove that because I have personal testimony from my relatives that my situation happened to my mother and 7 years back. Okay. One of my grandmothers married a child molester. Actually, two of them did. So, and I have a lot of grandmothers because I have a lot of step family. Okay. So, and I have it on both sides, my mother's side and my dad's side. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The pattern repeated itself into my son, and it's a good thing that I caught it and figured it out before any of that trauma could affect his life. I have protected my son. Nothing has ever happened to him to my knowledge. But here's a kicker. Okay. So I have been in the coaching industry and I have been helping women heal. And through Kundalini yoga and sound healing and Reiki and all my other modalities. And we'll get into that another time. But I had a friend who was a colleague and she became my friend. And it was when I was, never mind, I don't want to ruin anybody's anonymity. Anywho, she was having these severe stomach problems and she couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. And she kept going to the doctor and the holistic doctor and Western medicine. And she kept doing everything to figure out what was wrong with her. And one day we were just having a friendly conversation and she was telling me, what she was going through. And I was actually a client of hers too. So like, she's a healer as well. So, she was telling me what was going on and I had this download and I got freezing cold chills. And usually when that happens is when I'm spot on with something. And being a projector, that's my gift. That's my power is I see patterns. I can tell you exactly what's wrong with you in 10 seconds because I can see it and I can feel the energy. That's my job. I'm an advisor. So I looked at her and I said, hey sister, were you ever like sexually abused as a child or have you ever been molested or anything like that? She's like, no, but my mom was. And I was like, bingo, that's it right there. It's in your lineage. You got to heal your lineage. And guess what she did? She healed her lineage. She went on her journey and she did everything that she had to do. She followed all the steps. She followed every download that she got, every guidance, all her higher selves, all her whole team, all her spirit guides and her ancestors. She's really big into ancestors. Her ancestors led her on the healing path and she finally broke that pattern. She broke that cycle. She got it out of the nervous system and it stopped hurting her stomach. And she healed it. And guess what? She's an extremely successful women's coach helping women heal their ancestral lineage karma. And she's very good at what she does. We do different modalities, but the thing is sometimes what's going on with us health-wise in dis-ease, there's a lot of dis-ease businesses out there. And really, it's an imbalance of energy in the nervous system, depending on what your ancestral karma DNA patterning is, right? Like, look back in your family tree. What's going on? Are you an alcoholic because your dad was an alcoholic? Are you having money scarcity issues because your parents had money scarcity issues, or maybe your grandparents lived through the Depression and they passed that down and, there's never enough. There's always a lack of money, food, and shelter and those kind of things. Or is, maybe it's breast cancer. I just said the C word. I hope I don't get banned on here or something. But, all of those things are passed down. Think about it. If you've had breast cancer, your mom had breast cancer, your sister had breast cancer, your aunt had breast cancer, it's an emotional pattern that is embedded in the DNA, in the nervous system, and you incarnate it through your life because nobody teaches us we don't have to. And one of my teachers said that when we're born at a reference. This is your mother, This is your father. This is where you go to church, and deep religious patterning plays a part in this as well. I have nothing against religion. Everybody has their own choice. I have my beliefs. You can have yours, but it does play a part in it. So this is your mom, this is your dad, this is your religion, this is where you go to school. You're going to be a lawyer because your dad's a lawyer. It's all reference. So right now we have an opportunity to build some reverence with ourselves, right? And clear that out and create, reincarnate and rebirth ourselves to our truth and follow out our purpose and end the shit show self-sabotaging patterns that we've been repeating all these years. Okay? So, I mean, I'm just inviting you to take a look at your lineage. Okay? If you're experiencing right now on this planet dis-ease, lack of money, drinking too much, smoking too much weed, not happy, your relationship's in shambles, maybe you're in an abusive relationship, um, or maybe you're seeing these things in your children. But I can promise you this much that if you show up and you do the work, you're going to break that pattern so your kids don't have to live it. And so when you do the work, it creates a ripple effect to the 7 generations moving forward, starting with your children, their children, their children's children, their children's children, and so on 7 years forward. So Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, live virtual class. We're going to go deep and we're going to clear our ancestral karma. We're going to clear our Akashic records, and we're going to clear our arc lines, and we're going to get rid of that shit. And if you want to come on Saturday and just do Saturday, that's fine. But if you really want to get serious and do it for 40 days along with us, I will be showing up every day for 40 days, starting on Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning on a live feed. Once you sign up on the registration form, and the link is going to be down here, you're going to get an email with the login information. Okay. And all you have to do is show up on that link every day at 11 o'clock. If you miss a couple, great. You'll get a replay. Every day there's going to be daily replays for 40 days in a row, starting on Saturday. Okay. And it's very cost effective. It's $22. And I know you're worth $22, right? I know you're worth $22. So, and if you can't afford it, if you're completely destitute or you have a financial situation, please reach out to me by email, or you can text me at 657-464-5349. I think that's right. 657, yeah, 464-5349. Just send me a text. I would love to talk to you and help you out. I don't want anybody to miss out. I don't want to turn anybody down. But also I do know that it's a level of self-worth to pay for it for yourself. It's a total game changer to show up and pay for it, because it's going to erase the lack energy that you're attracting right now, number one. And number two, you're going to be so worth it that when you do show up, you're going to be so magnetic already. It's going to start the ball rolling for you. That's based on my personal experience, and that's how it's worked for me. And I've pretty much passed that on to all of my students, clients, and friends. And, you know, like my teacher said, you know, back in the 60s when he first came here to teach from India, he used to go out in the parking lot at all of the venues, right before the class, and he'd throw money in the parking lot so people could afford to pay for the class, because it's an energy exchange, and money's the heaviest energy on the planet. And if you can show up and pay something and get that exchange going, you're the one that's going to benefit from it. And actually, if I don't accept payment, I'm actually doing you a disservice, because it's an energy exchange. So, and talking about it is the best thing you can do with the person that's offering you the service. Okay. So with that being said, I'm fulfilling my purpose. I'm listening to my guides. I showed up today and I am telling you what's going on based off of personal experience and lessons I've learned and what I've gone through with friends and clients. And yeah, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below or send me an email. I'd love to hear from you, or text me 657 464 5349. Okay, thanks.